YouTube, what's going on? We're back with another Etheria restart video. Today, we're going to go ahead and talk about gear. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been watching and hearing that Doki Doki is one of the main things that you want to farm because it has speed gear. Now, there's a big mistake that you can do, especially in the early game if you don't know what you're doing with leveling up your gear, and I actually kind of made that mistake myself. But then I joined a guild that was a little bit far in the game, and they taught me a little bit of what gear is good and what gear is bad. So this is going to be talking about the early game gear that you could get once you get further into the game, which most people haven't gotten to yet. But you'll be able to get some higher level gear. So if we go to like Doki Doki right here, and we go down to the Hell mode, we start to get this gear right here. We start to get time wave gear, and we start to get counter gear and all this other stuff. We're going to mostly be talking about the things that we can farm all the way up till Nightmare 3. Once we get to Hell, we'll make another video to talk about that. But this is going to be for mostly like level 1 to 30 gear, right? So I know a lot of people say what you want to do in this game is get your Doki Doki team set and start farming that ASAP. While that is the case a little bit early game, actually one of the more important ones for you to farm is also this one right here, the Terror Mation. The reason why is because he drops, again, we're going to go up to Nightmare 3 at the highest. He drops this set right here, Onslaught, and as well as Battle Will. Battle Will is also not bad. Battle Will is a little bit confusing. I'll explain how this works. Battle Will says after the Animus, so this means the unit wearing this set, not all Animuses on the team. So after your unit that's wearing this gear uses any attack skill, there's a 20% chance to launch a follow-up attack on the main target. So I'm currently using this set right here on my Messiah to be able to hopefully get an extra auto attack off, extra skill 1 off whenever he uses his S3 or his S2 or even his S1. So it's a very good set to be adding on to the Onslaught set. So these are going to be your main 2 early game sets for pushing content. I made the mistake early in the game by just focusing purely on Doki Doki and nothing else because I was pretty much thinking you want speed gear, everyone wants speed gear, and hey, it also drops harvest gear. This gives 20% damage plus ignores defense. That sounds better than the 45% attack boost. However, that's actually not the case. The reason being is, especially when you're fighting a boss, once you get them below that 50%, you're losing, which would be about 25% damage from that attack boost that you're going to be having from Onslaught, which is quite a bit. So I recommend that the main sets that you're going to actually want to be farming in the early game is Terramation. You do want to farm a few sets of Swift Rush for your support units and for your debuffers. Those are going to be on Swift Rush for sure. And then your DPS units, do not make the mistake of putting them on Harvest. If you're struggling with the game early on, maybe it's because your DPS is on Harvest. I swapped my DPS to the Onslaught, and it changed everything for me. I was able to start clearing level 2 Nightmare, level 3 Nightmare, and it just made the game a whole lot easier. Now, for those of you who did make that mistake, such as myself, don't worry about destroying your gear immediately. You can still use your gear a little bit, but as you see right here, what level are we right now? We're level 35 right now. Let's go ahead and show you guys my Animuses. Currently, I have my Messiah right here, who's been carrying very hard, I will say. I know not everyone has them. There's also Rillamoka, who's an insane unit for Doki Doki. If we look at my sets right here, I still am using some of these sets right here. I'm using some broken sets here because I don't have full Onslaught sets. So this build right here, while it's not very effective, it does get the job done as long as you have some decent substats right here. So this one right here has got some decent speed, so I kept it, and some decent crit rate. At the time, I didn't have very good gear, and I was just practicing some stuff. I would not recommend doing this right here. This piece right here, I would not take to plus 15 again. I would stop at plus 9. Or actually, honestly, this piece of gear, I wouldn't even level at all. So this is a piece of gear that I would recommend just not even leveling. This was a mistake piece of gear that I leveled up. Now, on the other hand, this unit over here, I have an outstanding attack piece with attack bonus, crit rate, speed. The effect accuracy was unfortunate, but this piece right here was pretty insane, and I took it to plus 15 because this is a character I'm going to be using very often, and this is a gear piece that I'm going to be using for many, many levels. So I do recommend, if you find a good attack set piece, you do want to level this on your attack characters. Again, as you see, Onslaught. Don't bother with harvest. As you see, I farmed all these harvest gear. I farmed all this bramble gear. I didn't even I didn't even end up using it. So I wasted a lot of stamina leveling or farming Doki Doki. It was nice getting all of the swift gears, so it wasn't a complete waste. But leveling up all this harvest gear, as you see, I have this to plus 15, not even using it. This to plus 15, not even using it. This to plus 12, not even using any of this gear right here. All of this was really expensive to level up and was quite a huge waste. Now, just because I ended up basically trolling myself a little bit, is this when people say, okay, you bricked your account again, now you got to start all over? No, 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 don't worry. You don't have to start the whole entire game over because you made a little bit of bad choices early on. This kind of gear right here, it's still early game, so we can just go over here to this little recycles button right here, hit recycle, and as you see, I don't get all of the money back, probably not even like half of the money back, but I still get something back. So I will probably be selling, not this speed one, not the onslaught ones, but pretty much all this harvest gear I will probably be selling honestly right now. Like, look, this is how bad the gear is that I'm just going to straight up sell all of this harvest gear. I don't even care. I don't plan on using this harvest gear for quite some time. I'll save all my other gear because I may decide to use this. I'm going to have to look into the substats, but look, all this harvest set, I don't like harvest set right now. I think for harvest set, it will have a place in the game, but currently the only real use for harvest set is if you're able to like one-shot content, and then at that case you may as well just be using the onslaught set anyway. So you see, I leveled up all of this onslaught. Can I sort it? I believe there's a way to sort now. Filter by set? No, is there no filter by set on this? Whatever, I guess they're, oh, here, there it is. Filter, I guess, is there not a filter by set? I'm pretty sure there's a filter by set somewhere, but I guess I just can't find it. Anyways, that's pretty much it. We're going to go ahead and get rid of all of this. As you see, I'm getting a lot of my money that I spent back, 412K. We're going to confirm that, sell it, and bam, now I got a bit more money to now use on some better gear. Now, let's go ahead and just go over my units so you guys can see how my builds are looking at level 36 in the game. And currently, I'm able to clear, let's go ahead and show you, up to Nightmare 3. I could probably go a little farther than this. I actually haven't tried that yet. But I cleared Hell 1 on Doki. Haven't bothered trying Aurora at all yet because I don't care about that gear right now. I mostly am going to be farming the shells right now. I'm farming a lot of Nico Nana. As you see right here, I'm autoing it on Hell in the background. 8 clears. You want to be farming Nico Nana. This is going to be another video, and this is a beautiful piece right here. This is going to be one of your main DPS slots that you're going to be going for. So I'm just going to keep auto farming that in the background. But as you see, I'm clearing pretty much a lot of the content at level 36. So let's go ahead and show you guys some of my builds right here. This one right here, I'm specifically using this speed set right now. I know I just went over saying how I'm using Onslaught, but I'm using this speed set specifically for Nico Nana because you need to have speed for Nico Nana. But normally, this is my build right here. This is my normal build. I've got Onslaught as the main set, up to 8. And Battle Will up to 8 as well, which triggers Battle Will's secondary passive, which allows that follow-up counterattack. Before I had the Battle Will, I just simply went for Onslaught. Now, it's very, very key for making your builds good is paying attention to your shell. If I didn't have at least 2-2 on this shell on Onslaught Battle Will, this build wouldn't work because if we count up our numbers right here, we got 2, 4, 6. So I would only be up to 6 out of 8. And then we have 2, 4, 6. So I'd also be at 6 out of 8 on Battle Will. So do make sure that you have a proper shell with the proper skills right here. Now, again, I'm going to need to fix up my real Mocha for sure. She's definitely not ideal, but I kind of just, as you see, if you throw on some decent gear, you throw on crit rate, attack bonus. I did double crit rate, but ideally you want crit rate, crit damage, and attack. So as you see, even with unoptimized gear, you could still make her work. And then for your supports like this is your debuffer right here. Have her on as much speed as possible. I have 12 speed set on her, which gives her that extra 35% speed. Again, this is a support unit, so we give her that 35% speed. Speed is very important for your debuffers. And for their substats right here on the right side, you want to get HP bonus. And I have effect accuracy for this one because I want her to land her debuffs a little bit more. If you find that she's dying, I would recommend running a defense bonus as well. Now, this unit right here is a very interesting one in my opinion because she does damage, but she also does debuffs. So you want to have her fast, but you also want to have her some damage. Now, as you see, I currently have her on level 8 Onslaught, and I have a few Harvest on here. The reason being is that I don't have a shell on her. So if I threw a shell on her, then have a couple more on the Onslaught. But yeah, it's pretty much the goal is to try to get 12 Onslaught on most of your DPS in the early game. Level up your shells as well. That's very important. Try to get shells with Onslaught 3, Battle Will 3. Those are going to be very, very helpful. And for the Doji ones before that, just focus on at least Onslaught 3. If you can get something like Onslaught 3 Swiftness 3, then that would be very good. Or Onslaught 3 Harvest 2 is also not bad, and then you can throw on a decently rolled like crit rate, crit damage Harvest set. That's also something I would keep with the Harvest set is crit rate, crit damage. I don't know if I have any on here. Yeah, right here. See, I have a crit rate Harvest set because it's pretty difficult to get good crit rate, crit damage sets, so if you have a decent substat roll with crit rate, crit damage, I would recommend saving that. That's specifically why I'm using this set right here, is because it was crit rate and it was a gold one. In early game, I really didn't have much gear. So you don't have to worry too much about rolling absolute perfect gear, but do focus on specifically Onslaught for DPS and Swiftness for supports. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's the goal. I pretty much am focusing on just a few units at a time. And I know this unit right here, a lot of people might be thinking, who the heck is this unit? This is one of my secret favorite units in the game right now. She is Rin the Unbowed. Super underrated unit in my opinion, especially for my account because I have no blue units in the game. I got really bad luck with that, but she is an insane damage dealer unit, and she helps out so much if you guys are struggling with, what is it called, Nico Nana. With Nico Nana right here, once you get to this point, she is super good at killing Nico Nana. And I believe she's also good at killing Whitney right here as well. I think I was using her for Whitney as well. She's very good at killing both of these since they're fire. And like I said, I don't have any damage. I don't have any blue damage units. So she's pretty good because she's got that high speed, high damage, and attack speed, or not attack speed, she lowers their speed as well. Anyways, that's all I've got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys do not level up that Harvest gear unless you absolutely need it, or it rolls crit rate, crit damage, or attack. Then you can keep it on the right side. But the left side, probably just try to farm some of that Onslaught gear and get your DPS on Onslaught ASAP. It'll help you guys so much. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.